Game resumed.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the Collegiate Star League March Madness. Sporting down in the bottom right, it is, well, bottom left of the right side of that, the blue Protoss Hex. His teammate going to be XO's Cold Flame. Both of them from Northern Arizona University. And their opponents for this match spawning up in the top left as the teal Terran, it is going to be the Happy Nun as opposed to the Unhappy Nun. And his comrade Barcode as our red Protoss. 2v2 EVT.
Dude, I wish I had your accent, man. No matter how hype I could get or how well I could introduce or do introductions, without the accent, man, it just kills it. Like without the accent, man, I just wish I had the accent.
Yeah, I'm actually like half the time when I'm talking, it's just completely pointless stuff. I'm just relying entirely on my accent at this stage.
And I would too. I would too, man. Like I'm telling you, man, we got to bring up the discussion back from last season. You need to come over to the States, man. Girls will drop head over heels, man. All the nerds, all the nerd ladies, oh, they'll be all over you, man. They'd be like, oh my god, he's from Australia. Do you hear that accent? And he plays StarCraft. Are you kidding me? Ah.
It's like a complete package, isn't it? With that being said, identical builds as of yet. PTs. But yes. Guys, if you aren't already, do make sure you get into the raid call channel, because obviously it is 1111, so think of your Terran 111, just add one more. Basically, they're going to be giving away a messenger bag when we hit 50 people inside the channel, so not necessarily a hard thing. I think we're at pretty close to that now.
We're at 30. I think we were at 30 or something like that last I checked, so about 20 more people, guys. I mean, we got, what, about few hundred in chat alone in Twitch chat, so just download raid call, hop into group 111, and man, you guys could win some free swag. Like, who doesn't love free stuff, man? Especially when it's free esports stuff. I personally myself, I'm like, hell yeah, I'll definitely take all that. Give it to me. Take all that swag.
Just finished up, so it is a little bit ahead for our team from the University of Maryland.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. For those that don't know, again, kind of bringing up the earlier discussion about XO Gaming, Cold Flame, he's under the tag. I'm not sure if he's with them anymore, but one of my former teammates, personally, I know him really well, a really fun-loving guy. He actually was a Protoss player all of Wings of Liberty as far as I know, so he's actually playing as Terran in this game, which I find very interesting, so might have switched over with the new game as well, but was a very high-skilled Terran, a Protoss player in Wings of Liberty. Just kind of a background info on him as far as I had.
Maybe he's just using like a Terran skin for a Protoss use.
Just trying to fake it out. Yeah, you're gonna need an observer. You're gonna need an observer or scan to see that.
They're attacking.
Well, again, you got to look at it also 2v2. You can't have the same race unless it's random and the race as well. So you can't have TNT, you can't have ZNZ or PNP unless it's like a T and a random, and you spawn the random spawns as a Terran. So, you know, myself personally, like our team, we had to sacrifice a couple times where we had to have a different player play as a different race one week because we just didn't have the kind of necessary combination to fill that role. So again, it could be that scenario as well.
Well, I mean, the interesting thing about Protoss and Terran is usually they're considered a better late-game 2v2 combination as opposed to ZVT or ZV. Oh, no, ZVP is actually quite high up there, but everyone seems to love having that versatility of Terran.
Yeah, I think right now with HOTS, I think TVP is probably the most ultimate combination right now at the moment. Again, Zerg still has its kind of kinks and weaknesses compared to the Terran, so overall, just muscle and power, I think it just comes in general from having TNP combinations in 2v2.
Exactly. No one going for that expansion yet. It's kind of a little bit surprising. But then again, 2v2, you're usually used to being cheese, so.
Yeah. Now, looking at Northern Arizona, this tournament run, they had actually a very funny run to this round of 8. First round they had a bye. Second round they had a forfeit win over Whitman. Third round 3-1 over University of Massachusetts Amherst, and that's kind of funny because they almost didn't have to play at all getting there. And at that point, kind of, when I was looking over this, it reminded me of a story. I don't know how close you pay attention to GSL, but there was a certain player called Gandalf in GSL Code A Season 2. He in the qualifiers, he didn't have to play a single match until the finals in which he won and qualified for Code A. Like, how fortunate is that? Like, how fortunate is that to have, like, sometimes that bracket where you just get forfeits, buys, and then you eventually get, like, to the finals or close to there, within reach. Just so nice.
Could you imagine, though, being in that situation where it's all dependent on one game?
It's a lot of pressure, but at the same time, going through all the
The guy
different
probably
matches,
passed out.
just trying to fall asleep. Yeah, but hey, I mean, there's a lot of people that you can watch. Could be very entertaining too. At the same time,
I'm really curious as to how we're going to see the Mothership Core affect the play. There's a lot of, like, it's really good obviously against Terran units because you can reduce the rate at which Marines are kind of getting in there and able to do damage with Stim and the like. We have got our first Oracle in a bit of a sneaky position to the Protoss is right. Nothing inside their base to defend it as their army is starting to push a little bit forward across the map. I'm surprised he's going to attack with just one. Usually two or three is the magic number.
indeed. But Hex already has the proxy pylon over here at the front side, and it looks like Northern Arizona's pushing out, but Oracle's coming over there. Good pull reaction time right there. 3 probes getting taken out already. And this is one of the things where people are just like, no, Oracle's not in balance at all. It's not strong. Then look at that, it just comes in there, roasts 4 probes and 2 Marines, and just like walks out of there freely. Like, look at that thing just flying away. It's like, woo! Look at me, I'm helping out my team.
The thing is, you can only get away with that once, and then the other team's like, yep, cool. Bunch of either Stalkers basing out there or photon cannons going to be in preparation. Or nice going through and just making sure to take out all of those Widow Mines before with a precarious kind of strategy. Should be able to come out ahead.
For Ior, that sentry goes on forward, gets completely shredded. That sucks because that was a full energy probe, right? I mean, a full energy sentry that you could have utilized. And I think right now this is the point where Northern Arizona cannot attack, or they're probably going to lose a lot of their units. The Time Warp right on top of most of the Terran army right now.
Siege tank also.
Now there is no observer, so you can't see the Widow Mines at the front, and that's a huge problem. Without an actual observer or some sort of detection, you cannot walk on forward. I mean, look at that, how close the Marines are to that Widow Mine. If they actually just head on a little bit more forward. No, Coldflame, don't go there. No! You got hit. Oh, God, that is just so brutal to watch.
A Widow Mine gonna get blown up by another Widow Mine. The irony is strong in this game. And another Oracle trying to go down to the bottom left. Probably going to look to do some more harass. 2 Widow Mines in place though. Should be able to pick that up with that drop going through. But at the same time, looks like they're going to try and press forward here. Yeah, we're still seeing the Colossi out. Colossus finally does get sniped. But it looks as though I'm not sure. I think we're going to see Barco's take it out. The University of Maryland, I believe.
Yeah, and slowly but surely at the moment, Northern Arizona try to break through. But 2 Void Rays doing a wonderful job with that overcharge ability that really helped out break through some of those units on the low ground. There's not a lot of army that's basically forcing all of Northern Arizona head on back, and now already an expansion down at the front for the Happy Nun. So at the moment, Maryland Park's sitting pretty comfy, I would have to say. And look at that as well. Also, the Protoss player, the Barcode player for UMCP, taking his expansion as well.
Yes. Like it was said, obviously that Oracle that went down did end up getting sniped by a Widow Mine. Widow Mine's just proving to be quite effective at obviously dealing with that Oracle harass in the later stages of the game.
And this pylon, man, this Euro pylon staying alive right now for Hex, still in place right now, even though they saw it. Not even going to deal with it for the time being. Yeah, this is turning out to be kind of a little bit of a fun 2v2. I like it.
I really want to see, those later game units. Hopefully we'll see a Tempest. Maybe we'll see a Ghost, because this is obviously Protoss. You can do something to get rid of their energy and shields with EMP. But how will it play?
And this kind of fun to watch, like, I'm like looking out the outside. Look at Coldflame. He's got actually like a Widow Mine turret ring, almost like a Widow Mine ring around his side of the base, making sure no drops or nothing can come in and harass him. It's kind of cute to watch.
It's such it's a really cost-effective way to deal with that kind of harass as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, how many times have you, like, I mean, we haven't seen it too much, but already how many times have we seen it where a drop comes in or something tries to fly on in there on the backside and just completely gets popped by a Widow Mine? And right now, one of the best defenses against something, example, like an Oracle harass, you put one Widow Mine down, a Widow Mine will trade efficiently and evenly with an Oracle. One Widow Mine for 1 Oracle. So it's not too bad.
The awkward moment when you realize one of those pylons isn't yours.
I know, right? And it's still hiding at the moment. There we go, finally getting attacked. I'm like, I wonder how long that bad boy will last.
And there we go. Oracle gets blown up by one of the passing Widow Mines.
And here we go, back in the main, drop by the Happy Nun, getting a little bit of harassment done. But again, Hex has his, Hex and his Cold Flame has the whole entire army on the backside, and he'll just try to get on out of there. Does he have the after burst? Yes, he does, barely just in time to get on out of there. The thing I'm worried about right now, both players for Northern Arizona are still sitting on one base. You look at their mineral accounts, they're starting to get lower and lower with the mules that have been dropped on the Terran's economy as well. Mineral patches are starting to dissipate very quickly, so they need a base right away if they want to continue in this at this point of the game. On the other side, Maryland College Park looking very, very good at the moment. Have both of them 2 base economies, have big, grand, nice armies, Void Rays, Zealots, Charge Lots, Marines, Tanks, Vikings, and Medevacs just full on compositions, and now even a third base for the Happy Nun, man. They got this game they got this game underhand, man.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm kind of like impressed with their play. And the thing is, with Protoss going up against another Protoss and the other Protoss going Sky Toss, it's pretty much you either go Sky Toss or you die at this moment. Like, I don't think Protoss have necessarily figured out the best way in which to deal with a Sky Tossing toss. If that makes sense.
No, it does. It does. Now, I was just looking at some of the...
2 drops going to go inside. Missile Turrets does obviously detect the fact that they're coming through. And 2 mules are going to be... 3 mules are actually going to be taken out at the same time. With the main army moving forward. Colossi at the forefront. Hellions trying to get a little bit of poke. Void Rays obviously do now have that prismatic alignment, which will allow them to focus down.
Beautiful time warp in the front over here. Now, the Terran army does have to come and help out his Protoss teammate at the moment, and as long as he gets the Zealots out of the way, a lot of these units are going to be free for picking. As you see, the Colossus are getting focused down by the Void Rays. Look at that overcharge, man. Just completely ripped through 2 Colossus and a Mothership core, and now at this point, Hex has got like 3 Stalkers just completely stranded out in the middle of the open. The drop in the main has been completely cleared out, and now again, we're looking at the situation where the University of Maryland College Park is sitting a total of 5 base to 2 still. Cold Flame, yeah, needs to either take a base, but it looks like both players confirmed, and they're going to be calling it a GG. Terran looks harder than it looks. See, man? See? I told you he was a Protoss player, so I guess it was just kind of one of those situations.
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of a shame that they couldn't really expand. They really put a lot of the pressure on saying maybe they'll double expand, or maybe they're in their expansion. We can hit that sweet timing just before it really kicks in and they've absorbed all this cost that they haven't necessarily paid for. But it wasn't the case.
Well, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We're going to go to game number 4. Be sure to join us in Raid Call Group 11111. Chill in the lounge. We're still waiting for our 50 total to give out another prize. And we'll be back with game number 4. Don't go anywhere.